Today we're going to be taking a look at quite possibly the biggest scam in YouTube history. And I know that's a pretty big claim to start off with, and I was a bit skeptical at first as well, but once you see how this scam actually worked, how much money they took, and how many people it affected, you'll see why it's definitely not an exaggeration. And getting into it, basically all of the information in this video comes from a video investigation recently uploaded by Megalag titled Exposing the Honey Influencer Scam. We're also obviously not going to be watching this in its entirety this video, so I highly recommend that you go check it out after this, because he clearly put a ton of effort into this multi-year investigation, and of course, the video itself. But to start us off, so we're all on the same page here, if you haven't heard of Honey, Honey is basically a browser extension that's supposed to scout the entire internet for the best discount codes once you get to the checkout process to save you a bit of money. And I'm sure most of you at this point probably have seen Honey be sponsored by a million different creators. And they basically all usually push the same claims of, oh, Honey's the best app ever, it's basically free money, why would you not use it, you get a ton of discount codes, and all the other good stuff. And obviously, until recently, basically no one saw a problem with this whatsoever. They just thought it was a genuinely good free app that just gave a ton of benefit to the user. But of course, for those of you that are actually paying attention to what I'm saying, a good free app that gives the user a ton of value for nothing in return. It really sounds too good to be true, and usually when something sounds too good to be true, it is. They obviously had to be making money in some way, and a few people definitely did catch on to it early, but they couldn't quite put their finger on it. And this is a bit of a side note, but one of the most notable examples was Markiplier. He basically completely predicted this and hit the nail on the head by being suspicious and saying, it genuinely does seem too good to be true. Where is all of this money coming from? They're pushing advertisements so heavily and supposedly giving consumers all of this value while also having no visible way of them making money. And the usual culprit of something like this would typically be stealing and selling your data, or maybe even doing that with the combination of showing you ads, but instead they decided to take it one step further and do everything in their power to screw you and everyone involved over, all the way from stealing the creators that are advertising them in the first place as revenue, to intentionally not even showing you discount codes that they know are there. But before I get too ahead of myself here, I think it'd be better if we just let Megalag explain the details himself. And right quick before we get into that, if you enjoy the video at any point, make sure to drop a sub, because literally 100% of you are subscribed.
Honey hasn't just been scamming you, the consumer, they've also been stealing money from influencers, including the very ones they paid to promote their product. And I'm not just talking about a few bucks here. I believe the scam has likely cost content creators millions of dollars.
Now he basically immediately gets into one of the points I made earlier about how Honey isn't just screwing the consumer, but everyone involved. And I'm no stranger to seeing scams online, whether it's promoted through YouTube or any other outlet, but the thing about every other scam is they're typically just screwing over the consumer and not the person that's specifically promoting them. I also want you to lock in and get ready, because he's about to explain how Honey actually went about conducting this scam, and as bad as it is and how much I obviously don't agree with it, I have to give them credit, because this might be the sneakiest way that I've really ever seen any scam committed, and this is also the reason that it was able to continue for years without anyone even batting an eye. And that even includes channels like LTT that are pretty much specifically focused on tech.
Linus tells you about this free browser extension that saves you money online, you install it in 2 clicks, and boom, you have Honey. So you scroll down and find Linus's affiliate link to that product. Now, for those of you who don't know, when you click an affiliate link and buy something, the influencer who promoted the product earns a commission for referring you to that store. So you add the product to your cart, get to the checkout page, and hello, Honey says they found you 10 coupon codes. Sweet. You click apply discounts and Honey gets to work. But unfortunately, none of the coupon codes worked. Doesn't matter though, because as Honey has promised us for years, that means we know we've got the best deal. So you complete your purchase, you're happy, your new CPU's on the way, Linus is happy, he's getting his commission, everyone's happy. right?
So if you didn't get my explanation earlier, he basically just explained how Honey works, but the important part here is the affiliate link. And if you don't know what that is, it's what they give the creators or whoever they're choosing to sponsor their product, and whenever you click on their link and it actually leads to a purchase, the creator gets a commission. Or so that's how it's supposed to work. This is the part where Honey comes in and works their magic, or as I like to call it, blatantly scams you and rips off the creators.
After clicking Linus's affiliate link, you'll notice in the URL there's a tracking tag labeled Short Circuit. That's a reference to one of Linus's YouTube channels, and this tracking tag is how Newegg knows who to pay a commission to. We can also see that this tracking tag has been saved on my browser in the form of a cookie that will expire in 30 days. That way, if we only decide to complete the purchase a few days later, Linus will still be credited the sale. So what happened when we got to the checkout page? Well, once Honey popped up, watch what happened to Linus's affiliate cookie after we clicked Apply Discounts. You see that? Honey came in, removed Linus's affiliate cookie, and replaced it with their own, claiming credit for the sale and pocketing the commission money for themselves. Yeah.
This is so crazy and blatant that I'm almost at a loss for words. Now, if you aren't quite understanding what he was trying to say there and how bad this actually is, this isn't a situation where Honey comes in at the last minute to try to give you a discount and then since they came in, they take a bit of the commission. No, they come in at the absolute last second to basically do nothing except for completely overwrite the creator's affiliate link and replace it with theirs so they can take 100% of the commission. This is absolutely insane, and it's really no question at this point of why they were spending so much resources and money on advertisement, because the more people using their service directly correlates to them making more money. And we're also not talking about a small amount here either. They've taken millions of dollars from creators.
Now, if we quickly go back again, we can see what's causing this to happen. After clicking Apply Discounts, what you'll notice is that in the top left corner of your browser, Honey discreetly opens a small new tab, which acts like a simulated referral click, as if they were the ones to refer you to the website, even though you're already on the website and at the checkout page. Once that page is finished loading and has stuffed PayPal's affiliate cookie, the tab automatically closes, leaving you blissfully unaware that anything ever happened. It's very sneaky.
Very sneaky is absolutely right, and if anything, that's a very light way to put this. I don't even think the Sinister Six could have came up with a slimier, sneakier way to scam people.
I'll reach out to Honey and ask them directly, and sure enough, they came back to me with the following. If Honey is activated and is the last program used while shopping on a site, it is likely Honey will receive credit for the purchase.
Wow, that pretty much completely gets rid of any chance that they ever had to claim that this was somehow an accident and they didn't know that the site was actually doing this and it was some sort of error in the coding. They just straight up admitted that they 100% know that, yup, if we're the last thing that you click on pretty much any purchase, even if we do absolutely nothing, we're most likely gonna get the commission. He also goes on to give a real life example of how this would play out just to drive the point home a little bit more, and he basically says that imagine you're going to really any store ever to buy a TV, for example, and you don't know what TV you're looking for, but there's a great salesman there that absolutely sells you on what you think is the best TV ever. So of course, after he sells you on that TV, he tosses his little commission tag on the box to make sure he gets a portion of that sale since he helped you with it. Now as you're at the register with said TV, right before the employee scans it so you can pay for it, a random guy walks up to you and says, "Hey, I have like 10 or 15 different coupons. Would you like to scan some of these to see if any of them can get you something like 20% off maybe?" And you obviously see no harm in it. It's just a guy offering you free coupons for nothing. So you scan the coupons and of course none of them work. But the last little sly thing that the guy did that had absolutely nothing to do with your purchase is completely cover the salesman's commission slip with his own, even though he did absolutely absolutely nothing, but now he's gonna get 100% of the commission for that. I also want to point out that this entire time, I'm just basically saying that they do absolutely nothing because they rarely even give you a coupon, and I really just want to make it clear that even if they did guaranteed give you a coupon every time, I still don't think it's okay whatsoever to take the creator's commission because the creator is still the one that led you to purchasing that item. PayPal Honey did absolutely nothing to get you on that site. But even with it being this bad, with everything we just talked about, just like basically everything on the internet, it somehow doesn't end there and it gets worse.
Honey pops up right at the end of your purchasing journey, virtually guaranteeing they'll win that last click. They of course know this and do anything they can to get that last click, even when there's no coupon codes to offer. Which brings us to scenario 2. Honey Gold, which is now called PayPal Rewards. Here's how it works. When you get to the checkout and Honey Gold is available, Honey pops up and is essentially saying, "Hey you, consumer, click this button here so PayPal can claim the commission for the sale, and we'll share a portion of that commission money with you in the form of points." It's basically a lame cashback scheme. And it's genius because if there are no coupons to offer, but the store is participating in Honey Gold, it gives Honey another reason to get that last click.
If you've noticed, it seems like the key word here is last click, and that's basically what PayPal Honey is trying so hard to get, because whoever gets the last click can be deemed as responsible for the purchase and in turn get the commission for it.
I decided to put Honey Gold to the test. So I looked for any website where Honey Gold was offered and found it on NordVPN. And no, this is not a sneaky sponsorship. So I signed up for NordVPN's affiliate program, which offers 40% commission on successful referrals. After getting approved into the program, I received a custom affiliate link for my YouTube channel. Using this link, I made 2 separate purchases. For the first, I activated Honey Gold, and sure enough, you can see my affiliate cookie was replaced with Honey's. And for the second, I didn't activate Honey Gold. As expected, I was awarded a $35 commission for the sale where Honey Gold wasn't activated, and received nothing when Honey Gold was activated. So how much of my stolen $35 commission did PayPal share as cash back with my Honey account, aka the consumer? Brace yourselves. 89 points, which is equivalent to 89 cents.
It just gets worse by the second. So not only are they doing absolutely nothing to get this purchase, and honestly, just absolutely nothing in general because they can't even get you a discount, but their way of rewarding you is if you have their premium service, they cut you in on some of the money they make. But instead of actually cutting you in on the money, all you get is the absolute breadcrumbs, and barely even that. Maybe that's an overstatement.
You click on their affiliate link and get to the checkout. But in this scenario, Honey knows it has nothing to offer. No coupon codes, no Honey Gold, yet it still pops up to announce absolutely nothing. Annoying as fuck. Naturally, you click the got it button to get rid of the annoying dancing coin, and whoa, what's that? PayPal takes the sale.
Maybe by now you're finally starting to understand why this might be the biggest and worst scam on YouTube. They're trying so hard to get that last click that they'll pop up at the last second to steal it, even when they genuinely have absolutely nothing to offer. It pops up and says, "We have nothing to offer, we couldn't find anything, you're good." Solely so you can click got it and they can get the last click when they literally did nothing. That'd be the equivalent of the story I mentioned earlier with the TV, but instead of the guy even offering you coupons, he basically just stood in your way and said, "Hey, do you want me to get out of your way?" And when you of course say yes, he still replaces the salesman's commission slip, even though he did nothing but really just get in your way this time.
But wait, there's more. My personal favorite is when Honey has nothing to offer, so pops up offering you to check out with PayPal, even though the option is already available at the checkout page. And of course, if you click the checkout button, PayPal poaches the sale. Classy.
This is getting to the point where you'd think that it'd have to be genuinely illegal to do this, and if you're interested in the legality of this and the potential next legal steps, make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe, because as soon as more information comes out on that, I'll definitely make sure to make a part 2 where we're talking about the potential lawsuit being held against them. But this next part of the video is gonna be Megalag talking about how he did a bit of digging to see if anyone basically knew about this or said anything everything about this before now, and the person that he's really going to be focusing on here is going to be Linus, because it seems like there were a lot of people in his forums that were also suspicious of Honey, and there was also a point where Linus completely dropped Honey because he basically knew about this issue but just never said anything.
Essentially, if someone clicked on an affiliate link and then they use Honey and search for a deal, Honey will override that tracking link even if they don't find you a deal. That didn't jive with us, so we ended the partnership. They should have made more noise about this. But what's truly baffling to me is that after LMG ended their partnership with Honey, they then went ahead and partnered with a company called Karma Now, a coupon browser extension that literally engages in similar behavior.
Now there's really two things to talk about here with that information, with the first and really most obvious one being that it would have been really nice if at that time, Linus's group decided to actually say something about this rather than just doing absolutely nothing and basically just ignoring it, of course, other than dropping their partnership. But the other part is how this really just pushes the point even more of how sneaky and hard to detect that this scam actually is, because it seems like they figured out that Honey was doing it and ended their partnership, but then they immediately partnered with a company that does basically the exact same thing. But moving on, throughout this entire video, you've probably noticed that we're only really talking about the ways that Honey screws over all the different creators, and you might be wondering, where and how are you as the consumer getting screwed over, and we're about to get into that now.
When I reached the checkout page, Honey would claim it couldn't find me any coupon codes. Yet when I searched manually, I found working codes with ease. And even when Honey did find me a code, I was often able to find another code of better value. Kind of strange, given their claim that,
well, thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is now a thing of the past.
Another oddity was that Honey would often only find me Honey branded coupon codes, such as Honey 5 or Honey 10. Why would a store only have Honey branded coupon codes? Kind of weird, right? But the biggest red flag was that when I tried submitting the better coupon codes I'd found, Honey wasn't adding them to their database.
So not only is Honey absolutely screwing over the creators that are partnering with it, but it's also just not doing its job at all. The one thing that it advertises itself to you to do, it's not doing. And this isn't an accident either. It's not like it's just missing the codes. It's intentionally not showing you the discounts. Because like you've seen there, he manually entered a working code into Honey, but they didn't accept it into their database.
It turns out that one of the key benefits for stores partnering with Honey is that they are given full control over which coupon codes go live on the platform, if any at all.
What would you say to any brand that is considered working with Honey but hasn't yet?
I would say missing out on converting customers. Like I said before, Gen Z is super discount savvy. You can't ignore the fact that they will hunt for like discount codes and they might find a better deal. With Honey, you can also control the discount code percentage, which means like they will potentially find a higher discount code on the internet. It literally lets you control like the customer journey, convert and control like the discount code percentage as well.
At this point, this might just be the slimiest, most dystopian corpo greedus practice / scam that I've ever seen. So basically, the main benefit that you get of partnering with Honey is you can make people feel like they're getting the best deal without actually giving them the best deal. So for example, if you have a 20% discount code that Honey knows that you have, but you don't really want to show the customer that code because you obviously don't want them getting 20% off, you want them to spend more money, you can just tell Honey to show them the 5% off code instead. But that pretty much sums up the situation, and like I said before, we obviously weren't just gonna rip megalag's entire video here, so if you really want to hear about this situation in much more detail, I still highly recommend that you go check out his video as well. And like I said earlier, make sure you drop a sub to stay tuned, because once more information comes out on the lawsuit being held against them, I'll most likely be making a video on that as well. And also, towards the end of megalag's video, he also pretty much teased a part 2, so I'll probably be making a video on that as well, but all we can really do is wait for more information to come out, and that's pretty much been it for now on the Honey situation, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.